What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. And we got to talk about this foolishness going on at Fort Dix because Sean Combs just walked into prison and did the one thing he could not afford to do. He messed up. Not a little bit. Not a misstep. No, this was a full-blown self-inflicted disaster. And it happened so fast that even the inmates probably said, "Damn, homie."
Diddy's sobriety journey took a detour in lockup this week. He was drinking behind bars and got in some trouble with prison officials. Sources tell that Diddy had some homemade alcohol in Fort Dix, the low-security prison where he's doing time. The alcohol is made of Fanta, sugar, and apples, which inmates give 2 weeks to ferment into an alcoholic substance. Diddy got caught by jail officials, and prison officials plan to move him from his old unit into a new one. The sources tell that prison officials have now reversed their decision, and Diddy will stay put. You may recall Diddy made a big deal about his sobriety to the judge prior to his sentencing last month, telling the court he was sober for the first time in 25 years.
This is the man who stood in court with tears in his eyes, talking about sobriety, talking about redemption, talking about how the old him was dead and gone, talking about God giving him a second chance. And then he gets to Fort Dix, and the first thing he get caught doing is drinking prison moonshine. Homemade alcohol made from Fanta, apple, and sugar. You can't make this up. You can't script this level of self-sabotage. Diddy, do you know how stupid you look? God just gave you mercy. You could have gotten life. You could have lost everything. You got a little over 4 years, and you couldn't keep yourself together for 1 week. Not one. You were supposed to stay low, follow the rules, and instead you got comfortable. Way too comfortable. TMZ got pictures of him laughing in the prison yard, smiling like it's a neighborhood cookout. And that's the problem. You walked in there like a celebrity instead of an inmate. Like you was still running Bad Boy Records. Like you still had security, power, control, and money to fix every problem. But prison don't care about your resume. Prison don't care about your image. Prison only cares about who you are right now. And right now, you look like a man who don't respect consequences. You look like a man who still thinks he's above the system. And let me tell you something. The judge is watching. The prosecutors are watching, the media is watching, and every move is being documented. Every single one. You can't go in front of a federal judge and claim sobriety changed your life and then turn around and get caught drinking jailhouse liquor. Bro, that's not just a bad decision. That's exposing your character. Because real change ain't something you talk about. Real change is what you do when ain't no cameras around. And right now, everything you doing shows that the old you is not dead. The old you is alive and kicking and still calling the shots. And I'm gonna keep it real. This ain't just about prison alcohol. This is about judgment. This is about priorities. This is about a man who thinks he can charm his way out of anything. A man who thinks sorry is a magical word that fixes everything. But in prison, sorry don't mean nothing. A mistake has consequences, and a bad choice has results. And let me say this to be fair. Do I think he's scared? Yeah, I think he's terrified. And sometimes fear makes people do dumb things. Sometimes fear can make you reach for old habits. Sometimes fear makes you cling to anything that feels familiar. But scared or not, you can't afford to do this. Not when you have your own children watching your every move. Not when you have a baby girl out here growing up without you. Not when you told the world that you were a new man. And let's talk about those kids. This is the part that really gets me. The one thing you should be fighting for is them. Every decision should be made with them in mind. Every action should be about getting home to your kids. But what you show with this choice is simple. You are still battling yourself. You are still wrestling with your own demons. You are still a man who chooses impulse over discipline. Fort Dix gave you a warning. Next time they might give you a transfer. And trust me, you don't want to be moved to a stricter facility. That is a very different world from the low security spot you at now. So let me close this out to Diddy right here. You better wake up. You better straighten up. You better understand where you are because this is your life now. And if you don't protect your future, nobody else will. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, Established Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.